The situation has escalated, with star players frequently ejected and referee decisions sparking controversy, jeopardizing the NBA's image. As tensions rise, fans wonder, will the league find a solution before irreparable damage is done? Nikola Jokic recently got kicked out of a basketball game, and it's making people talk. The person talking about it says that it's not just him. In the last 3 weeks, 5 big-name players have been sent out of games. This is making some people worry about how the referees are doing their job in the NBA. Imagine this. You're watching your favorite basketball player and suddenly they're told to leave the game. Well, that's been happening a lot lately to star players like Jokic. It's not just one player. It's happening to 5 of them in just 3 weeks. Now, folks are getting concerned. They're wondering if the referees, the people who make sure the game is fair, are maybe making too many mistakes. It's like a trend, a growing pattern. People love to watch these star players in action, and it's not fun when they're sent off the court. So this whole situation is sparking a big discussion about what's going on with the referees in the NBA. The person talking doesn't like how referees are doing their job in recent NBA games. They think the referees are not doing a good job. The person says these are some of the worst officiated games they have ever seen. They are worried about how the referees are held responsible for their actions. They believe the referees' decisions can change who wins the game. The person is questioning if the referees are being watched and judged for their mistakes. They want to know if someone is making sure the referees are doing a good job. The person thinks it's important because bad refereeing can make a team lose when they should have won. They feel like the referees should be better at their job and that there should be consequences if they make big mistakes. In short, the person is upset about how referees are doing their job in recent NBA games and wants to know if they are being held accountable for their mistakes. Sometimes, when players get kicked out of the game, it's like a big mystery. The referees don't really tell us why it happened. They just say something like, "You did something wrong," and that's it. It leaves everyone, the fans, the players, feeling confused. We all want to know what exactly went down. The person talking in the story thinks we need more clarity. They want the referees to be clear about why they throw someone out of the game. It's like when you're playing a game with your friends, and suddenly someone says you can't play anymore, but they won't tell you why. That's not fair, right? The storyteller believes that it's important for everyone to know what happened. They say, we need to see through things. That means we should understand what led to the ejection. It's like turning on a light in a dark room, things become clear. So, the person in the story wants the referees to be like that light, shining it on the reasons behind the ejections. That way, everyone can be on the same page and know what's going on in the game. Nikola Jokic's ejection from the game is a big talk, and many people are surprised at how serious the punishment was for what seemed like a small mistake. People are talking about it because they can't believe he got kicked out of the game for something that didn't seem that bad. In his interview after the game, Jokic said he didn't think he deserved to be ejected. He thought the punishment was too much for what he did. It's like when you accidentally do something wrong, and then someone gives you a really strict punishment that doesn't match the mistake. People are questioning if the referee made the right call in ejecting Jokic. They think maybe the referee should have been a bit more understanding, especially since it didn't look like Jokic meant to do anything really bad. It's a big topic in the sports world right now, because everyone has their own opinion on whether the punishment was fair or not. NBA referees sometimes don't say why they make certain decisions, like kicking players out of the game. This makes people worry if the referees are being fair and open about their choices. It's important for referees to take responsibility for what they do during games. Right now, they don't always explain why they throw players out, and that's not good. Fans and players want to know why things happen on the court, and when referees don't talk about it, it seems like they're hiding something. When referees don't give clear reasons for their decisions, it's not fair to the teams and the people watching. It's like playing a game without knowing the rules. We need the referees to be more open and tell us why they do what they do. This way, everyone can understand and trust that the game is being played fairly. Referees should be accountable and explain their choices to keep the game honest and make sure everyone feels like they're being treated the same way. In the last few games, some big basketball names like Giannis Antetokounmpo, Stephen Curry, Luka Doncic, and Jason Tatum got kicked out. The person talking in the story wonders if the referees are fair and if they make the same choices all the time. Now let's talk about Tim Hardaway Jr. Something happened, but we don't know exactly what. He got a technical foul, which is like a penalty, and it's a bit confusing. The story says that the referees don't always make fair choices and that sometimes their decisions don't make much sense. So the person telling the story is worried that the referees are not being consistent, which means they don't always do the same thing in similar situations. It's like when your friend doesn't play by the same rules every time you play a game, and it can make things confusing and not very fun. The story is asking if the referees should be more fair and clear about the decisions they make during the games. Referees in basketball often get criticized for giving players penalties when they show emotions or react to unfair calls. Some people wonder why players get technical fouls just for expressing their passion for the game. There's also a concern about how the NBA treats ejections. It seems like the league sees all ejections as the same, whether a player was ejected for talking too much or for getting into a physical fight. This doesn't seem fair, as different actions should have different consequences. The way players are thrown out of games a lot, and sometimes for reasons that don't make sense, affects both players and fans. Imagine being a fan excited to watch your favorite player, like Nikola Jokic, and then he's not playing because of a quick ejection. This doesn't just disappoint fans. It also takes away from the enjoyment of the entire NBA experience. So it's not just about the rule. It's about how these rules impact the love and excitement fans have for the game and how players can express their passion without worrying about getting kicked out too easily. In suggesting a fair approach to NBA ejections, there's a call for finding a middle ground. Believes that ejections should carry significant weight for more severe incidents, like physical altercations, setting them apart from minor offenses such as verbal exchanges. This balanced perspective aims to make ejections meaningful while avoiding unnecessary harshness for less serious actions on the court. Another crucial point raised is the need for clarity in NBA rules regarding ejections, points out the current ambiguity in the rules, and suggests that a clearer distinction between offenses could prevent unwarranted ejections. This plea for precise guidelines aims to ensure that players are only ejected when it is truly warranted, avoiding confusion and promoting fairness in the decision-making process. The disappointment of FA fans, particularly Serbian supporters missing the chance to see Nikola Jokic play, is highlighted as a consequence of ejections. This emphasizes the importance of fair officiating for providing a positive experience for fans. The storyteller underscores the impact of ejections on the audience's enjoyment and urges for a system that minimizes unnecessary disappointments for fans who eagerly anticipate watching their favorite players in action. In conclusion, the frequent ejections of star players and the controversy surrounding referee decisions pose a risk to the NBA's image. Fans are concerned about fairness and clarity in officiating. It's crucial for the league to address these issues, ensuring a more transparent and consistent approach to maintain the excitement and trust of basketball enthusiasts. Like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the world of sports.